Oh yeah.
Hello my gaming family and welcome to another video. So there has been a lot of talking about new Elex game lately. I noticed that all my Elex 2 videos, including my Elex review video, got a lot more attention than my other videos, and when I say a lot, I really mean it. That is great actually, and I hope I will reach as much people as I can so the more people can hear about this game. Few weeks ago, we had a chance to see some Elex 2 gameplay and to see what we can expect from this sequel, and after that, the rumor about release date started circulating the internet, although I don't believe that after I see the official announcement from THQ Nordic. In this video, I will not talk about any rumor or something like that. In this video, I wanna talk about all the new things that Elex 2 will bring. Also, I want to mention that if you didn't already, then now will be the perfect moment to smash that subscribe button and thereby help the growth of this channel in the best possible way. So, what are you waiting for? Anyway, for all of you that don't know, Elex 2 is a sequel to the same named game from 2017, developed by well-known Piranha Bytes and published by THQ Nordic. I need to mention again that the Piranha Bytes stands behind one of my favorite RPG series of all times called Gothic. The first Elex game had its good and bad things, but the whole game in general, in my opinion, was good. In Elex 2 we will see some improvings, some new things, and this list I want to start with the most recognizable thing in Elex games, and that is Jetpack. Jetpack is a feature you get almost on the beginning of the game, and it's really cool and interesting to use, and it will significantly improve your exploring on the first place, and also it will have its impact on combat too. So, like in first game, in Elex 2 you will obtain your jetpack almost on the beginning of the game. I need to mention that the Piranha Bytes is the developer that will reward exploring in their games, and Jetpack will significantly improve that segment and will make exploring much more interesting. In first game, Jetpack had, let's say, short life. You could use it to fly shorter distances and you had to constantly pay attention to the bar so you don't empty it completely and fall into certain debt. In Elex 2, the developers promised that after few upgrades to Jetpack, you will be able to fly completely and even engage the aerial combat. In my opinion, that is a sword with two edges. This improvement can be great, but on the other side, it can be complete disaster. Let me explain myself. So, when you have limited resources, or in this case the duration of your jetpack, you will take care of your every move, every step, you will plan how long you will fly, watch for place you will land to recharge it, and the way to your destination will be some kind of challenge, and the reward at the end of that road will be much sweeter, and the feeling of satisfaction after you reach it will be really great. Sometimes limitations can be good, cause it will make you struggle a bit and will give a certain level of difficulty to the game itself. By removing that, they can completely ruin the exploration in some way. Yes, you will be able to fly longer distances, to fly across the map, reach every point of the world in the game easily, but where is challenge in that? On the other hand, if they make world bigger, with much more places to visit and explore, more inaccessible places to reach, and with that aerial combat segment they promised, the full flying in the game can be something really good. These changes will definitely have huge impact on the game, but will they be good or bad, it remains to be seen. Next thing that is new in Elex 2 and it's worth of mentioning is related to factions. In first game, you could choose to join one of the three factions, Berserkers, Outlaws and Clerics. Each faction had its unique features and you could choose to join one that suits your play style the most. In first game, you had to join one faction to be able to beat the game. Before joining, you had to think hard, because once you have joined, all other faction quests will be cancelled and you must stick to that one you chose to the end of the game. In Elex 2, that won't be necessary anymore. Bjorn Pankratz, the creative director, confirmed that you will be able to finish Elex 2 without joining any faction. In my opinion, this is a really cool feature and it will give another completely different approach to the game and another new way to play and beat the game. I assume that by choosing not to join any faction, it will be much harder for you to play and make some progress, cause with every faction comes some benefits, like some unique weapons and armors or some faction special abilities, and if you decide not to join any, you will have to play without those. I see this option like another difficulty in the game. Also, when it comes to the factions, it seems that there will be some new factions too. In some gameplay footage, we was able to see that Jax had conversation with some guy called Adam, and he suggested to Jax to form a separate faction called the Sixth Power that will be focused on stopping the alien invasion. So it seems that in Elex 2 you will be able to join old, well-known factions from the first game, to not join any faction and finish the game alone on, I suppose, a much harder way, or to create a completely new faction called the Sixth Power. This is really great, and I think it will significantly improve game experience and will also make the game more replayable than the first one. I am more than sure that I will play once with that Sixth Power faction and once without joining any. The combat is one of the most important segments in all role-playing games, and Elex is no exception. Combat in first game was not that good actually. It was clumsy, unpolished, maybe even unfinished, but that's somehow Piranha Bytes' seal and the problem of all Eurogen games. The projects are very ambitious and the budget is limited, so you as a developer are forced to deny quality in some segment, and when it comes to Piranha Bytes, it's well known that the combat will be sacrificed. I don't say that the combat is that bad. When you get used to all the mechanics and you figure out how everything works, the combat won't be a problem for you later in the game. So we agree that the combat in the first game was not perfect, and when it comes to combat in sequel, it seems they did far better job. In one interview for Gaming Bolt, the creative director Bjorn Pankratz and game designer Jennifer Pankratz, on question what are the biggest improvements being made to the combat in Elex 2, said next: "We wanted to improve and we reacted to the player feedback, so we have put a lot of effort into the new combat system to make it feel more dynamic and react directly to the player's input. It is much more responsive now than in Elex. We have gone through several iterations, have made a lot of tests to bring it to the next level. One of the strengths of the combat system is the flexibility, melee or magic, range or reinforcements. You can lure any enemy into a bunch of guards around the corner, or fight them from a bow, or use quick attack and dodge. There are always many different ways to overcome an enemy. Our goal was to offer the players an entertaining experience and not to punish them for not reacting in exactly the right way." Anyway, this sounds great, but what we could see in some gameplay footage lately. First of all, I personally didn't try the game yet. Couple of bigger content creators had a chance to try the game, and some of them done that on live stream, so don't trust my words 100%. I will tell you how it looks by my visual experience, but until we try the game for ourselves, we won't know with certainty. So from those gameplay scenes, we could obviously see that the combat in Elex 2 looks much more fluid and smoother, which is really important. So now the combat looks much more polished and way better than in the first game, and again, that's how it looks. Does it feel that way too? I don't know. I just can judge by the visual experience, and I really hope that I'm right this time. The second really important thing related to combat is that now the stamina bar actually works for both you and your enemies. Everyone who played the first game knows that the stamina was big pain in the ass and you had to plan your attacks very carefully, and on the other side, the stamina bar on your enemies was just a cosmetics. From what could I see so far, that is not case in Elex 2, and that is awesome and highly welcomed. In my honest opinion, those are few most important changes and innovations in the sequel, and beside those, we could expect some other new things. So, for example, the first game you was able to beat in approximately 30 hours if you focus on doing the main quest. If you follow the same path in Elex 2, you will spend twice as much time so to be able to finish the main quest, and now you will need roughly around 60 hours. Also, what is really interesting is that the world in Elex 2 will not be much bigger than in first game, what's more, maybe even the same, but it will have more characters, more hidden and hardly reachable places to explore, more dialogues, more quests, and overall more content, so it will definitely feel much bigger. I'm obviously heavily hyped for this game, and I literally can't wait to play it. I will keep making videos about Elex 2 until it comes out, and I will definitely cover every segment of the game after its release. In case you found this video useful and you want to know more, check my other Elex videos and make sure you stay tuned for more. A like on this video would be super appreciated so it can reach more people, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button so we can see some better numbers on this channel. You can also find me on social networks, and in case you want to support this channel in the long run, consider becoming a Patreon. if you like, of course. All the links are in the description. And as always fam, until next time, see ya and stay cool.